Several federal government departments, including Public Safety, the Privy Council office, and unbelievably, the Department of National Defense, are all unable to say if they are doing business with subsidiaries of the Chinese spy agency affiliated telecom giant Huawei. You'll recall former President Donald Trump banned Chinese telecom giant Huawei from doing business with American companies. Trump cited national security concerns, saying the company poses a risk to Western infrastructure through spying.
The prosperity that drives our economic security is inherently linked to our national security. And the immense influence that the Chinese government holds over Chinese corporations like Huawei represents a threat to both.
The FBI also says they've obtained emails revealing that Huawei offered bonuses to employees based on the value of information they stole from other companies around the world. The U.S. has banned Huawei products from use in federal agencies and 5G networks.
But even after this comprehensive American ban of Huawei, and now a threat that our intelligence allies say they will limit security information sharing with the Canadian government if Trudeau does indeed do business with Huawei, Trudeau has no idea if he's doing business with Huawei or not. And all of this is after two Canadians, Michael Spavor and Michael Kovrig, were kidnapped 2 years ago by the Chinese Communist government in response to the arrest of Huawei CFO Meng Wanzhou in Vancouver on American fraud charges. Now, you can read about the plight of these two men and help us in our efforts to raise their international profile all the way to the United Nations at freethetwomichaels.com. Now, Trudeau, getting back to Trudeau, he just can't quit China. He's just that, I don't know what the right word is, communist sinophilic, and he's also just that clueless. And the cluelessness about the dangers Huawei poses flows right out of Trudeau's personal bureaucracy and down into agencies in the federal government that should be the most secure, like global affairs, national defense, and public safety. I know it's shocking, but we have the proof of this here in black and white in the government's own documents. Today's information comes to us from an order paper question posed to the Liberal government by Conservative MP Michael Barrett for the Ontario riding of Leeds, Grenville, Thousand Islands, and Rideau Lakes. Now, way back in April, Barrett asked the federal government for details with regard to all monetary and non-monetary contracts, grants, agreements, and arrangements entered into by the federal government with Huawei, but also with Huawei's known affiliates, subsidiaries, or parent companies since January 1st, 2016. And look at this information. It's scary. On page 12, National Defense rules out Huawei specifically by name, but also admits the agency doesn't know if it has contracts with Huawei affiliates or Huawei's parent companies. Here it is. National Defense is unable to search and validate the information requested in regard to affiliates, subsidiaries, or parent companies. How could the Department of National Defense not know if the Department of National Defense is doing business with the telecom arm of the Chinese spy agency? National security, I don't know, what even is that? Now here on page 20, global affairs. So our diplomatic agency says the same thing. They rule out Huawei by name, but they also admit they don't know if they're doing business with any Huawei affiliates or parent companies. Here's their response. Global Affairs Canada has not awarded any monetary or non-monetary contracts, grants, or agreements or arrangements with Huawei since January 1st, 2016, as the question does not identify a complete and comprehensive list of affiliates, subsidiaries, or parent companies. The department is unable to search and validate the information requested. How is this even possible? Why does our diplomatic arm need a specific list of Huawei companies before they can tell us if they're doing business with Huawei companies? Shouldn't they already know this stuff? On page 42, we have the response from the Privy Council office. This is important because this is Trudeau's department. This is his personal bureaucracy. They also say they don't know if they're doing business with the affiliates of the Chinese telecom spy agency. The Privy Council gives the same answer as the DND and Global Affairs before them, saying no business with Huawei, but they can't give specifics about the subsidiaries or parent companies. Hard to believe the bureaucrats who led an accused Russian spy into Trudeau's office as he was meeting with the Ukrainian Prime Minister in 2017 would now be asleep at the switch when it comes to the potential for Chinese spying in their own office. Page 46, it's the same thing again with public safety. It's another who even knows response from the Canadian version of the Department of Homeland Security. Nothing to do with Huawei specifically by name, but no clue about Huawei subsidiary contracts over there. Strangely, other less security sensitive departments were able to answer the inquiry, like Heritage or Environment and Climate Change Canada, and also Western Economic Development. Those departments were all able to check and see if they were doing business in such a way with Huawei and Huawei affiliates and subsidiaries that it might compromise the safety of Canada by inadvertently using Chinese spy tech on the daily in their offices. Natural Resources Canada even looked up the affiliates of Huawei, and provided a list that they checked specifically on page 38, but public safety, they didn't have a clue about anything. I guess Public Safety Minister Bill Blair was too busy helping that horrible Mayor John Tory in his personal jihad against Canadian duck hunters and farmers for illegal gun crimes caused by illegal criminal gangs in the failed city-state of Toronto to be actually on the lookout for very real public safety issues related to China in his own department. The potential for Chinese spying in the public safety ministry, no biggie, but your daughter's 410 bird gun with a cool plastic stock, straight to jail, you actual terrorist. You know what though? This just holds true to Justin Trudeau's leadership. He did say that China was his favorite dictatorship. I guess maybe Chinese spy technology is his favorite technology too. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn-Reid. Justin Trudeau may have forgotten about Michael Spavor and Michael Kovrig, but here at Rebel News, we have not. We're doing our best to raise their profile all the way to the United Nations. To see our plan to do that and to help our legal costs, please go to freethetwomichaels.com.